What's going on, people? Your boy back with another video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and also hit the bell icon for more videos. But what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. And today I'm doing a reaction video on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett on Justice Central. I hope this channel doesn't strike me or anything, because I'm utilizing fair use. But anyway, it's going to be a good one. It's about the father finally showing up, granted, to court to see his son for the first time. This is going to be interesting. Let's play it.
Danielle and Jordan Harris are suing Marcus Bennett in the amount of $7,800. Ms. Harris claims her son's biological father suddenly showed up in his life and says the teen needed therapy after Mr. Bennett got into his head.
I understand, Ms. Harris, that you are in this courtroom suing Mr. Bennett for some $7,800. Is that correct? And that Mr. Bennett is your son's biological father, but at one point you and your husband adopted your son. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And how long has your son been in your life? How old was he?
He was 3 years old.
3 years old.
Yeah.
And how did he come into your life when he was 3 years old, Ms. Harris?
Well, see, I work for a nonprofit. Jordan's mom, Janet, was a volunteer, very, very intelligent woman. And I met her before she was pregnant. Anyway, she had this toxic relationship with Mr. Bennett. And then she told me she was pregnant with his baby. And so I was there for her. He was never there for her.
Were you there during the pregnancy of your son?
I did what I could do, Judge.
Well,
I was there when I couldn't be there.
Tell me what that means, Mr. Bennett. Tell me what that means.
I worked from city to city doing construction installation projects, and every once in a while when I was in Wilmington, I came around and I checked her out.
Well, he said he was there when he could be. But a lot of people say that he's not there. He wasn't there. He said he did what he could, but I know those are all sorts of excuses from fathers that don't normally be in their children's lives. But, well, let's continue.
And we had fun. We enjoyed each other's company. I enjoyed seeing her. She knew the kind of life that I lived, even before we got this far into it.
Tell me what happened during the pregnancy, the time that she was pregnant.
Your Honor, it takes a man a while to find his soul. I was out there trying to figure out why I was making the choices I was making. I was out there trying to make money. I was out there trying to be a whole man so that someday I can step up and say something to this young.
So in other words, he's in the street life. He ain't trying to make money the honest way. He wants to make that fast money. In his words, just to see what type of man he is.
Boy, something that'll help him become a man.
So how is it that your son ended up with Mrs. Harris and her husband?
My understanding was that they decided to adopt him. What I didn't know is that they changed his name without my authority, without asking for permission.
All right, see, I'm really confused. Let's go back. All right, after Jordan was born, were you there?
I was not there.
And you were not.
Wait a minute. Like, do they even have, like, can they even adopt the kid without this guy knowing? I mean, how did it go through? How are they able to adopt his son without his knowledge?
Not there because of your lifestyle.
Janet and I met at a bar.
Okay.
We enjoyed each other's company. We had fun. We did a lot of things that were not necessarily correct. We did the best that we could.
When you say that's correct, you got to help me with this. Come on now. Let's not use, fancy words and skirting around. When you say not correct, what does that mean? Help me.
Drinking, substances.
Okay.
I came up in a family, Your Honor, where I watched my mother and my father go back and forth. He had some drinking problems. I've noticed some domestic violence issues that came up. And I'm just in my life right now trying.
Oh, and he sees all this and he's affected by it. especially when he was watching his parents drink, doing fisticuffs and all that stuff, and it rubbed off on him. That's so he's saying that's what rubbed off on him. That's what causes him to go into all this illegal activity.
To provide an example so that it doesn't continue into the next generation.
See, I'm really trying to understand what was happening with you and Janet and how this child at 3 years old ends up with Mrs. Harris. That's what I'm trying to understand. What happened to Janet? What happened to Jordan's mother?
She found out that she had cancer.
Oh my goodness.
And she had no help, no family. Nobody came around, and she tried her darndest to still come and volunteer. Thank you. Thank you. And he was never around. She loved him. She loved him. She would talk. Can you reach Marcus?
I'm his father.
Yeah.
Mr. Bennett, did you know that Janet was diagnosed with cancer?
I didn't know until it got really bad.
So when you found out, what did you do?
I couldn't do anything. I was busy wrestling with my own demons, Your Honor. You see,
So
and this
are
is
you
the problem
telling
that I
me-
have.
So they're saying he didn't give a damn. He didn't give a damn if his baby mama had cancer. Basically, he didn't know that she had cancer, nor did he even bother to find out until now.
That just because she's wiping his behind, she's wiping his nose, that somehow that makes you her mother. That doesn't make you his mother.
When you say you couldn't be there, was that because you were dealing with your substance abuse issues?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you do anything when you found out that she was terminally ill?
That was during the times that it was the worst for me.
All right. So now you are saying that she was there to wipe his behind, but who was going to care?
She did more than just wipe his behind. I mean, she was there the majority of his life, unlike the father. So he can say he can pretty much say what he wants, but that's not going to put him in a positive light.
For him, if you weren't there and his mother was terminally ill, who else was going to do it, Mr. Bennett?
I made mistakes, Your Honor. I understand that she did right by my son.
I did.
But that doesn't...
In my opinion, if you haven't been there for your son and somebody else raising them, then you can't dictate anything at that point, because you haven't been there for your son, sir. Only the adopted mother, she has all the authority here.
Give her the excuse that she can change his name, and that now that I'm here, she can stop me from seeing my own son.
All right, wait a minute.
Coming up on The Verdict with Judge Hatchett.
He's got to be ready for doors to close on him and for people to look at him and say, he ain't nothing.
He had doors closing on him in school, and he managed to get through.
Wait. Why would you say that to him?
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring back with the case of Danielle and Jordan Harris, who are suing Marcus Bennett for emotional distress.
I understand from the complaint that your husband did pass away. Is that right, Miss Harris?
Yes,
But
my
before
husband.
he passed away, that the two of you legally adopted Jordan.
Yes, we
When
did.
he was 9 years old.
Yes, we did,
And at
Your
that
Honor.
time, his name was...
Oh, he adopted him when he was 9 years old. Damn, well, where was the father when he was 9 years old? I know he was probably doing his thing.
changed.
Yes.
Tell me about this relationship. Tell me about the relationship between the woman that you refer to, Mom, and the father who is now deceased.
Well, they're the only parents that I knew growing up in my life. I mean, I would consider him my father before I considered him my father. I mean, he just showed up in my life not too long ago. And
How old were you when Mr. Bennett showed up in your life?
I was 17 years old.
You were 17 years old.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Bennett, when you showed up in his life, what was that like?
Judge, I finally got into a place in my life where I know and understand the sound of my own voice. I can look myself in the mirror and I can see a respectable person.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
Good. No, why are you laughing? Is that not true, Miss Harris?
No,
it's not true.
No, it's not true at all. I wanted Marcus to be in Jordan's life until I got to know him, and I received from school. My son Jordan is brilliant, and he was taking AP classes, and he was A's, A plus.
I never told.
That gotta suck if you're a father standing next to somebody that adopted your son, for them to say, that's my son. Even though biologically that's your son standing next to her. But if you haven't been seeing them for a while, for all these years until now, and all of a sudden somebody next to him that said that's her son, that's gotta be crushing.
I'm not to go to school,
Wait,
Your Honor.
let me please, Marcus. And then once Marcus came into his life, I got this random phone call. I would like to see my son. I hear he's doing well. Who's this? And then I'm like, oh my God, okay. You know, this is the right.
So you didn't prevent Mr. Bennett from seeing
No, I
Jordan.
didn't prevent him at all. I actually sent him a Christmas card. I lived at the same place I lived at the whole time I knew Janet. He knew how to reach us if he wanted to. I reached out a couple times with the adoption even. I sent out I didn't send out an invitation, but I sent out the court thing that said we're having an adoption proceedings, and I sent it to the only address that I knew, and it never came back, so I assumed he got it. He never showed up.
She encouraged it. She encouraged us to have a relationship, and now that she sees that I'm having an actual influential effect on his life, she wants to push me back with the $7,800.
Influential. So here's my son who's AP A's, and
So
then
you're telling me that once Mr. Bennett got in his life, then things changed.
oh my gosh.
She's jealous.
Why did your grades fall? You're an AP student. Why did your grades fall? Why did your attendance go up? What happened?
Well, like I said, I did have good grades. I was very focused. I'm into robotics, and then my father started teaching me that I need to start standing up for myself. A lot of the times in school, while yes, I was passionate about things like robotics and STEM program, those things wouldn't necessarily help me have a great time within school. So I took his advice, and
You took his advice
yes, Your
and
Honor.
did what?
I stood up for I started speaking back to teachers.
He took the man's advice, and then he went on a downward spiral. He started, like before his dad showed up, he started making good grades. He was in an honor roll. He was listening to teachers, but until his father showed up, he started not only slacking off, but being disrespectful to teachers and administrators. And administrators. That's a 180 trajectory.
I stood up for myself. I stopped putting too much pressure in myself.
Why'd you stop going to school like you should have been going to school? Let me see this. Let me see this.
Here's advice. Well, you know, you don't have to work yourself to death. School isn't for everyone. That's.
Did you say that, Mr. Bennett?
It's a text message.
I told my son.
What did you say to him?
I told him that the world is a hard place. I told him that even if you get these degrees and you stay in school and you pay all this money, it doesn't mean that there's a place for you in the world. And he's got to be ready for that. He's got to be ready for doors to close on him and for people to look at him and say he ain't nothing.
Let me say this. If he keep listening to you, the doors will definitely close on that guy. Especially when he gets bad grades. He doesn't listen to teachers. He doesn't listen to administrators. And he might even drop out if he keeps on listening to his father. Then the doors are really gonna close on him. So this is like ass backwards.
Doors closing on him in school, and he managed to get through.
Wait. Why would you say that to him? He's an honor student. He's taking advanced courses. He's doing well in school.
He's a leader.
Why
Your
would you
Honor.
say that to
That
your
was
son?
my experience. And I want him to be strong. He's a good kid.
Wait a minute. Your experience didn't turn out so well. Hey. So you want him to be strong But you're saying to him that this is not necessarily what he should.
In other words, he wants his son to be a fuck up just like him. Gotcha.
do, that he should not be focused on school? That's your experience. You are not a good role model for that part of your life. How the hell did you think that was going to work with him? How the hell did you think that was going to work?
Thank you.
I understand that you went through a rough period, that you are not there. But she said that she welcomed you in.
Yeah.
Now I see all this stuff. His grades are dropping. His attendance is dropping because you want to make him strong and prepare him for the world?
I've made my own mistakes. But
Dude keeps saying, I made my own mistakes. Every time he's confronted with the truth, that's his go-to. Oh, I made my own mistakes, but I changed, Your Honor. Yeah, you changed him. You changed him to be a fuck up just like you.
I will be damned if a weak boy that comes from me is not going to be prepared to deal with life.
Coming up,
Your experience somehow get projected on him, and that he needs to be tougher. He needs to be prepared to not do well. You're almost telling me that he needs to be prepared to face failure at some point because in your mind, you failed.
you're watching The Verdict with Judge for emotional distress.
And how is this helping him to be prepared for life?
I need to know, Your Honor, that just because I couldn't do for him earlier, that I can do something for him now.
And what are you going to do now?
I'm here. I don't do this. This is not me. I'm here. I'm here.
But no, you're missing the point, Mr. Bennett. If you're there and he's doing well in school, why wouldn't you encourage that? Why would you think that somehow your experience somehow get projected on him and that he needs to be tougher? He needs to be prepared to not do well. You're almost telling me that he needs to be prepared to face failure at some point because in your mind, you failed. Don't project that on him. I want to support you. I want you to be there. But I can't have all this destructive stuff going on. And you are saying that you're mad because you...
Let me make this point before I continue this. I keep hearing, and I'm not going to argue because I'm not a parent, but some people say the child is better off with a father that he don't know than the one that's present. That's going to steer him down the wrong path. That's an arguable point, but statistically, his child's going to be at a disadvantage if he don't have both parents in his life simultaneously. But this guy right here, he's a piece of garbage, man. I mean, I ain't gonna front.
didn't know that they changed his name. Well, hell, you weren't there. Thank God they were. So what are you prepared to do, Mr. Bennett? Come on, talk to me, because I'm going to rule on this case. What are you prepared to do? Talk to me.
I want my son to know that first that I love him. And that no matter where he goes or what he does in his life.
And you're being absent. You've been gone for a long time now. Come on.
You know, most of the time, Judge Hatchett always get up from her chair and go straight to where the plaintiff and defendants are. She did this in her first season of Judge Hatchett. You know, when it was Judge Hatchett, her show debuted in the year 2020. Late 2020. Before she worked for Byron Adams Studios, which what she's doing right now. So she's always done this.
But what are you going to do now? I can't fix yesterday. I can't fix the fact that you haven't been around. What are you going to do now? That's what I need to hear. What are you going to do now? Because I need to rule on this case. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to be the father that you deserved the entire time. I'm far enough along now where I can be there for you. So let me.
Coming up,
Let me say something positive.
Verdict with Judge Hatchett. The Verdict with
And around, we're Jordan had to repeat these classes after therapy. He repeated his senior year again because he was...
So he flunked because he was listening to his daddy. That daddy told him, you gotta be tough. You gotta stand up for yourself. And that was the result for him having to repeat the 12th grade. I hope that was worth it, Pops.
Doing so terrible.
Oh my goodness.
And so he repeated his senior year.
My grades improved, Your Honor.
He's right
My
back
grades
up.
improved.
Yeah, his grades improved after he repeated his senior year. And he's got back up in A+ in AP classes. However, I've opened the door. They've met each other. They have text message opportunities, and he's still not around that much. And I'm open to it.
Judge,
You can go to his fun camps. You're welcome.
Notice when he's making good grades, the father doesn't show up. He doesn't congratulate him or nothing. He's not even there.
What the hell?
I will rally my resources and my presence to make sure that this young man has everything he needs. If that means taking jobs that I don't want to take, if that means sticking around in an environment that isn't necessarily good or fun for me, I'll do that because he deserves that. I'll be here.
His biological mother took tons of jobs she didn't want to take, and she was very sick.
I don't care if you have to take 5 jobs. I don't care. You're going to do what you need to do to be ever present. Let me say something positive. I applaud the fact that you've shown back up, but I do not like what has happened since you've shown back up. So I need you to get your act together. Do I think you have this money to pay for therapy? No, you do not. But I do expect that you are going to be there, not just financially, but emotionally, and that you are going to do positive things in this man's life. Are we clear?
Yes, Judge.
Are we really clear?
Yes, Judge.
Like crystal clear.
Judge Hatchett's verdict when we return.
I will always be the guy I am. I will work to be as cooperative and understanding and available as I possibly can. And thank you, if I haven't said it before, for everything that you did for him.
That
I
is
know it
about
wasn't
it.
easy.
That's about as sincere as this table. Oh, thank you for all you've done. Man, you...
Judge Hatchett doesn't believe this guy, and neither do I. He's full of it, man.
For her so much, but you know, it's not about words today, it's about what you do. And that's why I'm holding this in suspension for 12 months, because I want to know what's going to happen. Do you understand? So, you all are going to leave here. I don't want them to talk about what they think about the case, but they need to have a better relationship, and I expect you to be in this, your son's life. Are we very clear?
Yes, ma'am.
You dodged a bullet in here today. I expect you to use these resources for the benefit of your son. Are you clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further will stand adjourned.
All right, that's the episode, man. I don't normally say this. I mean, thank goodness most of us have fathers in our lives. I mean, it'll be disastrous if we didn't have both parents in our life. But this guy is a piece of garbage. He is nothing but an angler to his son's success. You know what I mean? So, his son is way better off without that guy. I don't care what he says. Y'all let me know what you think about this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And hit the bell icon for more videos just like this one. And I'll talk to you later.